You are live in the CNN newsroom. I'm Jim Acosta in Washington, and we are following breaking news out of Buffalo, New York. Police say they have a suspect in custody after a mass shooting at a grocery store there. Local authorities say multiple people were injured at a Tops Market on Jefferson Avenue. They have not released specific.
Welcome back to Supreme Black Podcast, man. This is your boy D Rose, man. Happy Monday to everybody out there. I hope everybody is, blessed and well and alive, and just focused, man. I said that I was actually going to touch back and touch bases on the Buffalo shooting, right? It's been a lot of different news outlets, a lot of different conversations. No matter where you go to, you're going to hear people talking about it. And it's just crazy. Like, again, in my thoughts and prayers goes out to everyone that was impacted from the California shooting, the Buffalo shooting, Milwaukee. Like, there's a lot of violence that is going around, that's happening, it's occurring, right? And my sincere thoughts goes out to them. But here's one of the things that I just wanted to touch bases on. I want to make sure that this lands on the right ears, and hopefully nobody's offended, but this is just the God honest truth. I was talking to my old head. If you've been following for a minute, you know I'm talking about my old head, my old man Leo, right? And we're just sitting having a conversation. He was talking about, hey nephew, you seen what's been going on? I said, yeah, man. I said, uncle, shit is getting crazy around here, man. And he was like, I hate that what happened in this situation. And he was like, but I just wonder, just for us in general, how many more times do we have to see a white person, an Anglo boy, come and kill our people, and it's almost they feel as if that there's going to be no consequence. So, me just listening to respond and not listening to understand where he was coming from, my natural reaction was like, shit, nah, there's going to be something. So he was saying, his response was, okay, so and this is going to sound crazy, but how many white people have died since the 10 black people died in Buffalo? And so I go to, about to close the car door, and I get out, and I actually start talking some more because I was about to, drive out. And I said, damn, man, you actually said something right there. And he said, man, this is the crazy part, and this is the sad part about the media. They are going to overstate how either he's a teenager or mental health issues. And his biggest issue was that what he's noticed is that in our communities, we have shootouts, we have drive-bys, we have a lot of different things that happen on a very consistent basis. And what old head Leo was saying, and what he wants, is that for us, the younger kids, the younger generation, to start addressing these particular issues that happen within our communities the same way that we look at or have the outcry when there's either a police officer or someone of a different race, specifically white people, killing us within our neighborhoods. And so I asked him just, to expound more what he means. It was like, we don't care if it's within our own communities the way we do if somebody comes into our community and does it. We don't have that same whereabout. We don't have that same issue with it. It's just more or less we're going to go by the street code because this is what we're going with. So the grandmother that gets killed by the stray bullet because somebody spinning their ox block, the kid that gets killed at the McDonald's because she was in the car with her daddy. Like, there is no outcry with it. There are people that care, but it does not get your attention the way that there's a mass shooting every weekend in any major city. Chicago, to name a few. LA, Philly, black communities. A lot of people get hit, whether it's the intended targets or random people because they decide to pull the switch out and hit up a random block. And so, I'm just putting my own verbiage on that, but that's where Unc was coming from with that. He was like, I'm understanding, and I understand how unfortunate it is, but in order for us to ever get what we're looking for is, one, we're going to have to go eye for eye to get their attention. If they do something to us, we retaliate and we do it. That's the only way. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way that's going to catch their attention. Everything else is pointless. Secondly, but more importantly, is if we don't start policing our neighborhoods and conducting it that way, they're always going to be able to allow others to come into our communities and do as they please and complete insanity and walk out unscathed. Is because we don't have any our own protection. We don't hold each other accountable in the space to where we have to stop the mass shootings within our own communities, the random drive-bys, kids getting killed, grandmothers getting killed, aunties getting killed, robbed. Like, we have to get back to the point to where we had the old village to where it's a protective sense. Now, that does sound far-fetched, but I got exactly where he was coming from when he said it. But on my young years, I was thinking to myself, like, man, hell nah, bro. Like, come on, dog. But it's true. They're able to come in, kill with the orchestrated attack, and leave out unscathed from either us or the police. And we know the police damn near is on their side. That's the biggest gang in America. There's not going to be there hasn't been somebody that goes to perform an act like that in the hood or a church or what have you, and they don't get anything but the best of treatment. If they get roughed up a little bit, if they was aggressive with the police, typically they either getting a fast food trip and they making it to their court date to be sentenced. That's just where we at. And I didn't want to hear it. Most of us don't want to hear it, but it's true. Is we glorify the shooters in our neighborhood sometimes until it's the shoes on the other foot and it's somebody in your family that got hit. And now they having fish fries and car washes, or now you selling T-shirts and play. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different things that happen with that. But we can't say that we care about the white boy doing it, but then we won't hold John accountable when they do it. They're always going to have an alley to say, okay, well, hey, you guys do it to yourself. And the only reason why there's always going to be crime amongst each other, that is completely fine. But there is a certain code of how that goes. We've lost our respect for that code because what we take is that everybody has to be living by these hood rules. That hasn't always been a thing. Everybody doesn't have to live by a law or set of rules if they're not participating in street activity. But since we've allowed that to just spill over to normal civilian life, we don't have any accountability in our own neighborhoods. We see it everywhere. There's no way we can run away from that. That's real facts. Like, that's what we got going on. So when he said it and he broke it down to me, I had to listen. I had to understand where old head Leo was coming from with that. Is because, yeah, we're gonna have crime in our neighborhoods. But like he had said in his exact words, which what initially pissed me off, what's the difference between this white boy when it's 4 cars full of teenagers and they didn't shot up the whole damn block? It's 50 to 100 shell cases when the police get there. 63-year-old woman got killed in the house. 9-year-olds getting rushed to the hospital because she was hit by a stray bullet. What's the difference between this white boy and any other person that we have shooting up in the hood? And that's what was like, you know what? Bro, you right, man. So when I was thinking about making the video, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to come back and I'm going to follow up with that, is that these are very bad situations, very sad. But it has now come to a point to where if we don't realize that we are killing each other faster than they could ever kill us, and then they also have other strategic people that could come in and handle business like the way these white boys is doing when they come, then we don't give a damn because we're too busy fighting ourselves, and the white boy walking right past you that is completely strapped with everything he needs to knock down 10 people, almost kill 14 without a flinch. It looked like he was playing a Call of Duty game is what that shit looked like, man. So when he said, and he was like, you know what, if that's what you're going to be speaking on, just leave my message with this. We got to get our shit together within our neighborhoods to make it so intact is that they don't even want to come over there to be scared because they know for a fact of what's going to come with it. Make sure you share this message. I want to hear everybody's comments. As always, long live CC. I'm out, man.